Now to a legal stutter. The Illinois Supreme Court overturns the conviction of actor Jussie Smollett.
They issued the ruling on the hate crime hoax today. Our Sabrina Franza live from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. And Sabrina, you just talked with State's Attorney Kim Foxx.
We did, Joe. Erica, the Illinois Supreme Court, they made a decision not weighing in on the facts of the case or changing those findings at all, but instead saying that Jussie Smollett should never have been charged for a second time at all. And for that reason, the conviction was reversed. Actor Jussie Smollett was convicted on 5 counts of disorderly conduct and sentenced to 150 days in jail for falsely claiming he was the victim of a hate crime near his Streeterville apartment, alleging 2 masked men shouted homophobic and racial slurs at him while they poured bleach and hung a noose around his neck.
I find it unfortunate that 5 years and millions of dollars later, we're back to where we were back in March of 2019.
Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx is not surprised by the Illinois Supreme Court's decision to reverse the conviction.
Mr. Smollett's guilt in the minds of the Cook County State's Attorney's Office was not an issue. We believed that we could meet our burden. We offered him a disposition that we would offer anybody with the same offense.
Smollett's attorney reacts to the decision.
He was railroaded. This was a travesty. And I think the truth eventually comes out.
I am not suicidal.
The Illinois Supreme Court ruled Smollett should never have been prosecuted after Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx recused herself and her team came to an agreement with Smollett. They dropped the original charges in exchange for him forfeiting his $10,000 bond and completing 16 hours of community service. A judge at the time ruled the case was mishandled and appointed Special Prosecutor Dan Webb to review the case and bring new charges. Now the Illinois Supreme Court says they should never have done that because doing so violated Smollett's due process rights.
He went along for the show. And so while I appreciate that he is unwilling to accept what was a result that I predicted years ago, Mr. Webb should be ashamed of himself.
In a statement, Special Prosecutor Dan Webb said, quote, "Today's ruling does not undermine the jury's verdict," and that he was appointed in part because of, quote, "unprecedented resolution of Mr. Smollett's initial case by the Cook County State's Attorney's Office."
The reindictment and prosecution fundamentally went against what we learned in the first year of law school.
Now, Smollett will not have to serve the remainder of his sentence. He still does have a civil case pending in federal court, the city of Chicago suing for the overtime expenses incurred during the initial investigation. We're live outside the Cook County State's Attorney's Office.